Hey friends, my name's Wired. My bet's not made, but I want to show you guys something real quick if I can. We'll see how long it takes me. It usually takes me quite a while to demonstrate very simplistic concepts, but I wanted to talk to you guys today about perceptive bottle play. And if you caught my wording there, you may know that there's a lot of people that have already done videos on this. Perceptive bottle play, I think, is a video that Slasher made a while back. So this is nothing new, and if there's any veteran players out there that watch my videos, which I know there are, you may not get too much from this, but I will try to incorporate some intermediate tips into this sort of video discussion that we're going to have later on down the video. First, I just want to lay out the concrete definition of what I mean when I'm talking about bottle plays. So when I'm talking about bottle plays, I'm not just talking about plays that you make with a bottle. I know that doesn't really sound too intuitive, but just follow me here, okay? I'm talking about any sort of maximization of your regen, and even that may sound confusing. Like, what are you talking about? Bottle plays, maximization of your regen, like toying with efficiency. I'm talking about getting the most out of your health regen, okay? And again, that may sound confusing, so let me just demonstrate what I'm talking about, okay? So here I have an Earth Spirit, very common hero for a player like me, and I have a Bane. And I only have a Bane so I can represent, he does true damage, so it's pretty easy to alter a hero's health pool with Bane. So I'm just going to do some damage to Earth Spirit here, okay? We're going to get him down to about 1,000 health, okay? And then we're going to sip a Bottle Charge. Now, if you've ever used Bottle before, or Healing Salve as well, this works with Healing Salve as well. In fact, I'll buy a Healing Salve just to prove my point. Go back to base. It's going to get my Fountain Regen, unfortunately, and screw up my health, so we'll Brain Sap some more HP. But if you ever used a Healing Salve or a bottle before, you'll know that it heals your health. You know, you may not know the specifics, but here I am to teach you. If you just use some basic 3rd grade, 2nd grade reading comprehension skills, you'll see that Healing Salve heals you for 400 HP, Bottle heals you for 90, okay? And those values are important because we're going to talk about how you can manipulate those values to increase them artificially through your stat boosting items that you may have in your inventory at the start of the game, such as Bracer, Circlet, Null Talisman, Ironwood Branch is a common one. Anything that gives you health or intelligence, or strength or intelligence, or flat health or flat mana, right? Arcane Boots is another one. We're gonna talk about how to manipulate those items such that you can get the most out of your regen. So we're gonna just use a Healing Salve here. Watch, I should pretty much go up to full HP, which makes sense because a Healing Salve says it heals her 400 HP, and I was about at 1100 HP. So here we go. We're almost full HP. That was exactly 400 health that just healed me for. We're going to demonstrate that one more time. I promise this is the last time I'm going to do this because it does take a while. So we're at 1070. We should go about up to about 1500 because I have my natural heroes regen on top of that. You can see it says it heals for 50 HP a second. I think it says that. No, it's a little bit more than, yeah, it's 50 HP per second, but it was at like 52.3 because of the natural hero regen. So yeah, about full, and then my natural hero regen ticked off on top of that. Now I'm going to try to show you something that you may not completely understand. So I'm not actually going to drink the salve here. I'm just going to show you what happens if I buy a Reaver when I'm not at full HP. As you may know, Reaver gives 25 strength, I believe. Yep, 25 strength. If you do some very basic math, that is, it equates out to about 500 health. Every point in strength, if you just check the tooltip down here, every point in strength gives you 19 HP and 0.03 health regen per second. That's very negligible, by the way. The main reason that you buy strength is to increase your primary hero's damage and increase your hero's hit points. You do not buy stat boosting items to increase your regen in either health or intelligence. Both of them are very negligible. In fact, check, watch. We're not going to look at we're not going to focus on the main point. I just want to show you what happens if I'm trying to boost my hero's health regen per second by buying a fucking Reaver. This is 3,000 gold, keep in mind. And I just went from 2.3 to 3.1. I barely, I didn't even get 1 health per second by buying a fucking Reaver. Meanwhile, there's an item like Ring of Health, which is also very cost inefficient, but I can get for, mind you, more than 3 times less, or about 4 times less. About 4 times less the gold I can get. It's more along the like 8, 16, 24, but there's 50, so 850. You know, very basic. You know, it's between 3 and 4 times less. I can get 5 times more regen by just buying a Ring of Health. And I don't even think Ring of Health is a good item for regenerating health. But like I'd rather just buy the what are they called? The natural regen items. Like I'd rather just ferry myself over a salve. But if Ring of Health is in your core build, because you're getting like a Perseverance and trying to get like a Bloodstone or something like that, then obviously you can get it. Anyways, what I'm trying to illustrate here is that, just real quick, if I can go into a side tangent, don't buy big stat boosting items like the freaking Reaver or an Ogre Club. Oops. Don't buy an Ogre Club to gain health regen. Okay, it's not going to work out. You're going to be a very sad person if you're in a hard lane and you are getting harassed a lot and you're like, I need strength to increase my health regen. 1 second. Drink water. Okay, so anyways, now that we established that, let's see what happens to my health when I'm at 1,000 and I pick up a Reaver. Naturally, since it sounds intuitive, right? The item gives me 25 strength. You would expect it to give me about 500 health. It should give me 500 health on my main stat, right? If nothing else, 25 strength. Again, for the purposes of simplicity, it's 19 health points per 1 point of strength, but we're just going to assume it's 20. It should give me about 500 extra HP. I should shoot up to about 2,000 max HP, and I will. But what's going to happen to my current HP? Is that going to go to 1,500 or 1,600 now that I'm at... Actually, let's just get my health back down. Am I going to go to 1,500 on my current HP? I didn't. I actually got to 1,350, which is significantly lower when you think about it. That's 150 health less than 1,500 HP. But you'll see my main health went up to about 2,000. Now, why did that happen? Let's talk about that real quick. It gets really, really complicated if I try to like explain every little nuanceical detail as to why that happens. And to be completely honest with you, it's not worth our time to sit here and explain it like super in depth wise. I usually stumble over my own words and get confused when I'm talking about it myself, because quite honestly, it is a little bit of a archaic topic. It's one of the things that makes Dota Dota. But basically, just know that it snapped when you're picking up items that boost your health and you're not at your full health. You're not at maximum HP, or even when you are in maximum HP, because technically speaking, what I'm about to say applies even in that case. It increases your health pool, your current health pool based off of the percentage. So you'll see I'm at 77% health right now, right? If I pick it up, I'm at, well, 78, but it's because of natural health regen. I'm still at 77. What happens when you pick up a stat boosting item in the form of intelligence or strength? It doesn't matter. It doesn't apply for agility, obviously, because agility does not give you health or mana. It just gives you armor and attack speed. But when you're picking up health or mana or strength or intelligence, it snapshots your current HP and increases that value based off of the percentage that you would have with the stat boosting item. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So like I said, drop it. You would think I'd drop by about 500 HP. I only dropped by 400. It doesn't really make that much of a difference when you're at higher values, but you'll see this especially makes a big difference when you're at lower values, and I'll show that right now. Level 1 brain stat, boys. Alright, so we're at 21% HP. Watch what happens when I pick this bad boy up. I jumped only by 100 HP, even though this gives 25 strength. And look, watch my max HP, 1985, 1510. That's very significant when you think about it. I only gained 100 health picking this item up, but my max health pool, I just spit, that's gross, increased by almost 500. So why is that significant? Because I just said that's really significant, but maybe it doesn't make sense as to why that's significant. And let me apply that to some very basic math here. Actually, it's not basic at all. Let me just, that's what I was trying to just demonstrate here. If my max HP is 1500 and it goes to 2000, my current HP is at 1000, will it go to 1500? No, because health is snapshotted as a percentage. Thanks, Paint. I'm glad that I referred to you after I already demonstrated that point. Why is that relevant, though? Well, that's relevant because of your regen management. So, like we mentioned earlier, if I pop a salve, I'm going to always gain 400 HP. There's no debate about that. I went from, what did I go, 550 to, I don't know, almost 600 or something like that. It's hard with the Reaver also pumping in 1 health per second and Earth Spirit's natural regen, you know, over time with the strength points going. Yeah, I'm at 3.1 regen, but I gained 400 health there. I promise you that. Off of the salve, and then the natural hero regen pumped that over it. Now, what happens if we go back down to 600 HP? Okay, a little bit. Let's just. I wish I could just right click him. Okay, one more time. We're at 600 HP, and then we drop the Reaver, and then we pop a salve, and then we pick the Reaver back up. So I'm at 600. I dropped to 400. I use the salve on myself. Okay, so I went from almost 500 HP to 900 HP, and now I pick the Reaver up. I should be at, you'd think 1,000, right? I'm at actually almost 1,200. And so what did we just demonstrate there? We just demonstrated that you can abuse the snapshot of the health. We can abuse the snapshot that picking up stat boosting or health boosting or mana boosting items. This works with mana too. I'll show that in a second. But we can abuse that mechanic to make more health out of our regen, if that makes any sort of sense. This is most, like I said, this is most noticeable in the mid lane when you pick up a bottle, or if a support that's carrying around a bunch of branches and maybe a bracer picks up a casual salve while they're out there in the map, because they got lowered in health, like by some gank that failed or some shit like that, or succeeded and you towered over, whatever. Like you can get super freaking low. You can get super freaking low. Oops, I didn't do it one more time. You can get super low, drop your, if I got like, whoops, didn't mean to sell it. You can drop all 3 of your Reavers, because this is, this is early game supports, guys. You're going to have Reavers. Pop your freaking, I can't target a salve. There we go. You can pop your salve, and you can go from, what was that, 300 HP with my Reavers on to freaking 1,100 HP if you have a salve on, right? And a salve would normally heal me 400 health, so I should be at 700, but instead I'm at 1150. Okay, again, this is a very exacerbated example because I have 3 Reavers, but I'm really just trying to beat the point home that you can take advantage of the snapshot and gain more health out of your regen. And it's not hard to imagine. It's not hard to imagine that the extra, 2 or maybe even 300 health that you'll gain via dropping your items, and do this intelligently, by the way. If there's a Ricky and a bounty hunter in your game, and you're out here in the mid lane pushing towers when your enemy the enemy mid's right here, and you're just like, oh man, I'm sitting here harassing the guy under tower and shit, I'm like, whatever, and then I back off, and I'm just like, oh, let me just drop, 9,000 gold. And just wait here for 11 seconds while my freaking salve ticks up, and then a bounty hunter comes by and snatches all of your Reavers and breaks them. You're going to be really freaking sad if that happens, okay? And that's game losing, so don't do that. Okay, grab your items. Use your 3-minute blink dagger to blink dag to your Kappa. I'm just kidding. Walk back to your freaking base, to your tier 1 tower. And just sit here and wait for yourself. It's 8 seconds. You can have the courier. You can do stuff with the courier. You can use your bottle. And while you're using your bottle, ferry the courier over to you while you're using your bottle as you put your Reavers on the ground. Just kidding. As you tread swap. This is also very useful for tread swapping because, as we all know, treads gives you 9 of the selected attribute that you have on. So, if I come out here, and we're going to actually demonstrate this with mana, so we'll un-WTF it. We'll do this. We'll use some mana here. And then we'll go over here and tank the tower a bit. I should just have the Bane over here. So you can it's really easy with treads, by the way, because you don't even have to drop it. So it's easier and it's safer because you don't have to go down here and drop the item. You can just swap the treads to agility. You can take your treads and move them. You'd want to move them off of intelligence as well if you're low on mana, because you don't want to increase your mana pool as well. You want to take away as many stat boosting items. So just do this. Drink your bottle. I'm at 820 HP. I went from 820 HP to 1250, right? With 3 bottle sips, 3 times 9 is 9, 18, 27. I should have only gained 270, but instead I gained about 400 health there and some indiscernible amount of mana that I didn't keep track of. But I gained more mana, I guarantee it, out of doing that trick because I switched over to agility treads. Super, super useful with power treads. And it's one of the reasons why, if I'm playing a mid laner, I always keep in mind that bottle plus power treads is a very good combination. And it actually increases my chance of getting power treads just because I'm in the mid lane and I'm usually going to get a bottle and I'm usually going to get a lot of runes. Weehaw played Earth Spirit mid at the Shanghai Major a few times, and I think he like always got power treads. And I'm not saying that he got power treads because of this reason. There's a lot of reasons to get power treads, even on a hero like Earth Spirit. It's kind of like getting power treads on Enigma. Like, you just want to make yourself tankier so you can get in the middle of those fights and live with 190 or a little bit less than 190 HP. Power treads are a good item. Also, you right click a lot with Orb of Venom especially. But Regardless, one of the reasons you can get it is because you can toggle around with your regen, and it's really, really valuable to be able to do a trick like this, even if it seems kind of minor, even if it seems kind of tedious, right? Always make the effort to do this, because this is very, very helpful. So I think I pretty much explained it. Let me go on to the intermediate tricks that I was talking about. And I kind of already covered a few of them, but basically there's going to be some 3 or 4K players out there that are going to tell me something like, Wire, dude, you can never do this in a game where there's a bounty or a Ricky because you'll risk losing your items and losing the game. Well, if you're intelligent about it, you can do it even with those heroes in the game. Now this is way different from an Axe jungling with Tranquil Boots that's like taking a camp over here and he just like drops his Tranquil Boots right out in front of him and takes the camp. That's very dangerous. And in those circumstances, yeah, probably... You know, don't do that crap. Don't pick Axe either. You know, he's whatever. He's a shitty hero right now. Wait for next patch. But if you're mid, you don't have to drop your items right in front of the river. Or I see some people do this. They drop it on top of here. You don't have to do that if you feel unsafe about it. You can back off to your tower, give up like 1 or 2 creeps worth of EXP, and use your salve. Or I don't know why I dropped my bottle. Well, you can drop it because the courier if you want to ferry it. But you can use your salve. You can tread swap or you can drop your reavers on the ground. And what you can also do, this is really cool, is this baits people so hard. I've actually gotten kills because like I'll play some kind of just like right here. So like a roaming bounty hunter, if you check the tower range, he'll stand like right here or something like that, and then like I'll drop it like I'll be sitting here sipping my bottle or whatever, and then I'll drop it like right here, and then he'll try to come in, and then I'll just real quick pick it up, stun him, ulti him, and then roll into him or some shit like that and get an easy kill. This opens up a lot of possibility for the mid lane, for something that seems like such a small mechanic. So you can take a lot of you can take advantage of a lot of the crazy things, the crazy seemingly small things in Dota, to help like exponentially increase your play. And this is just one of those things that I'm talking about here. It's just a seemingly small mechanic of Dota that probably otherwise would get written off by like a 2 or 3K player. If you can make the extra effort, do this every single time, because this will, I mean, quite frankly, this could be the difference between living and dying and losing and winning the mid lane. It's not hard to imagine that 40 extra health here from one bottle charge, 50 extra health here from another bottle charge, fully healing yourself off of your bottle if you just tread swap to agility. It's not hard to imagine how that could be the difference between winning or losing the mid lane. If instead of being fully healed, you didn't tread swap and you were instead at 3/4 HP or only 4/5 HP. Well, it's not hard to imagine how specifically this many. What? Oh, I don't have WTF on. WTF refresh. It's not hard to imagine how a Bane could get you super low. Because he's in WTF mode, Kappa. It's not hard to imagine, though, as I keep saying, how he could get you this low, or even lower, and you could be running away and he just can't seem to catch up to you. You know what I mean? And then you make it out alive, and maybe maybe this is the difference between him tower diving and him not tower diving, and then you just kick him, and then you just roll into him, and then you blink away, and then now he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference between getting a kill and not getting a kill. And I wouldn't have lived there if I didn't have 150. It was like 70 HP at the time, but the Reavers healed me up. But I wouldn't have lived there had I have not, had drank my bottle up to full HP. So what I'm just trying to say is that this is a very small, and especially with treads, a very easy thing to pull off that you should start pulling off even if you're at the 2K bracket. This probably isn't the reason why you're in the 2K bracket, and we can talk about, maybe I'll start a series where I can talk about small things that you can try to micromanage or macromanage to make yourself that much better of a player and take you above and beyond the brackets. But this is just one small thing that you can improve on to help your mid or even your off or safe lane play. Anybody who gets a bottle or stat boosting items and uses regen often, like Tangos or Salve, casual mid game salves, vary them out. If you have a bracer, if you have a drum, if you have a few circlets, if you have a wand, drop them. Take the extra 2 seconds to drop them in a safe location, or even if you're not going to drop them in a safe location, like if it's just a wand, if you're going to use your wand, just shift Q it up. Click right here, shift Q, drop the item. Pop your item real quick and then just pick it back up. It's really that easy. So anyways, I won't let this video trail on any longer. Thank you very much for watching, and you guys have a good day.